thank you, Sony, for your opinion on my ability to broadcast. Um, welcome back, kiddos. I did it again. I don't know what the fuck is wrong with me. I maybe it's maybe it's the hidden gambler in me. Um, or maybe it's like a would be. So fucking tired. Maybe it's like a would be like karmic uh like good like thank you or whatever. Um, because I did so many broadcasts over the course of this year, realizing that I knew almost nothing about the current gen console versions of uh, NHL um, prior to playing. I almost exactly a year ago. I, I I I picked up my console. Didn't have one. Didn't have a current gen. Picked up the PS4 Pro. Um, uh, was I was honestly for a very long time I was totally content with the PS3, um, and actually kind of annoyed that I had to get a second one at some point because my original was exactly what I wanted as far as it had backwards compatibility and uh, could it could go it was like fucking Superman PS3, and that went bye bye. So I had to get another one. Uh, that was it was like uh, 9 years ago. I was like perfectly content with that, but at some point there were just like no new games, and for a person such as myself that doesn't necessarily focus exclusively on sports games or sports sims or whatever. It had been the ones that I had played a bunch historically and saw new releases and wanted to try them out and stuff like that. And it just um, by about this time, I just kind of like had enough of it. Um, the the previous whatever, like 7 8 months of 2018 without having it and like looking into things was like trying to even get um, like it was just like watered down versions that you could get on the PS3 for basically like the same price, but then like you wouldn't get like the thing. So I had like whatever that year's version of FIFA was on PS3. And now that I think about that, I'm pretty sure that was digital. So I should maybe go back and play that because that was fun. I played this year's version eventually too. Long story short, but luckily, I didn't buy that one. The FIFA 19. But I don't know if it was 18 or 17 or whatever the fuck it was. Like I got the version for the PS3, but like it didn't include um, uh, like the be a pro aspect of it. Um, whatever the hell they call it, I don't even know. It was a very, in my opinion, it was a very watered down version, and maybe it was slightly cheaper than like the full version for the PS4. But I felt very much like screwed in the process. And I actually think that I either bought it late or it was actually like the previous year because I like didn't have an ability to even like interact in the auctions. Um, same thing happened with MLB The Show and other things. And it was just like, all right, fine. I'm gonna bite the bullet. And it was around this time last year that I was deciding to do that, and was trying to time it based off of a game of choice. And so for September of last year, that for me really meant that I was gonna pretty much do either NHL. Spoiler alert! It's on your screen. It's what you're. It's on. It's like it's why you're here. Or one of the basketball games. I actually I have a I have a copy disc version of NBA Live 19 that I'd already like played, and I don't I actually I know about certain aspects of NBA 2K that were, in my opinion, drastically different from NBA Live, but I feel like NBA Live was like, I didn't bother to do the whatever the, do they call it, butt? Because here in hockey it's hut, in Madden it's mutt because it's Madden, but they could have called it foot or foot, but they basically do that in FIFA. So like in live, I don't even remember what they called the Ultimate Team, because like it should be just butt, basketball Ultimate Team butt. But I didn't bother to mess with. I think they like at some point in there. I think they like forced you to like be like, hey, this is a part of the game that you aren't playing and really need to be if we want to make any money from you. So I think they like force you to at least like acknowledge that you have a team, and that's like all I did. I didn't get into any of the Ultimate Team stuff in that on that game, but like all the other aspects of the game, I pretty much like came close to end gaming it, and in my opinion, both basketball games this year. So it's not really, just a view for EA Sports, which is not this production house that puts NHL and FIFA together. It's a different one. So it's not just a commentary on EA. It's not, and it's not just a commentary on Take Two. It's combining both. I think both this year's basketball games were garbage, generally speaking. There were some aspects of it that were kind of okay, and like all of the MMO sports sims, they're atrocious when you have to actually play with a human. I can't stand online play, and I probably should have not even bothered to get the PS4 Pro, because it's just like every game is fucking online and playing with. I hate online. Um, so it was that, coupled with the fact that like I didn't spend a ton of time in either game, and I do now have my like second go at NBA Live, and I haven't even cracked the box. I opted to go with RBI Baseball 2017 instead, and I played one 9 inning game, and was like, holy fucking shit, this is so absolutely boring. This is like one of the most boring things that I've ever done in my entire life. And the original RBI Baseball, way back in the day, because yes, I am that fucking old. On the NES, I don't think it was. Yeah, it wasn't even an SNES. It was like the actual original Nintendo Entertainment System. RBI Baseball was, for a very long time, and even from like a revisionist history, retrospective, nostalgia crap, it's still to this day kind of like either my favorite uh, con- console video game, or it's up there. I got into like arcade stuff for a minute, stuff like Stuff like NBA Jam, I felt like was super fun. Not to toss too much salt towards EA, but I bought hook, line, and sinker, like, because I was a huge EA fan back in the day, not just for the sports, but the other stuff that they did too. The Sims, the Sims is they they weren't the first company to ever come up with a like life sim. Uh, Clearly, I mean you gotta give it to um, Sid Meier. I think for probably maybe not, but it feels to me like Sid Meier and the original teams that he worked with um, were almost like exclusively responsible for, and I say that in a good way because I think Sims are fucking awesome. Um, but they were like almost exclusively responsible for kind of creating that entire genre, which now has a bunch of subgenres. And to this day, my favorite overall game, like of any type. So, I mean, at this point, I guess that's just video game consoles. Well, I guess arcade, like actual like physical arcade stuff. Which I'm an old man, so I guess I'd have to go to like a Dave and Buster's to play one of those fucking things at this point, and I'm no intention of doing that. Um, or uh, mobile apps, and that's like there's there's literally like a billion mobile app games. There's so many more than there are video games because it's just you know the the what's referred to as the economics, like it's just a much different um, the okay, fine, the economics of it. I hate that term because that was my undergrad um, major, and it's not that there's better words, but the financial aspects of apps in general um, are drastically different from uh, like this, like AAA video game development and stuff like that. Um, so those plus computer games, PC, etc. My favorite, I think, and I think I'm being very much revisionist and nostalgic about this, but PC game does not exist. Like you can't play it anymore if you wanted to, unless you happen to have like a computer that is not only super old but has been off the grid, but like still working for like the last 14 years since around the time when the game came out. Because I have tried and I can't find anyone who has a PC that doesn't have fucking Windows 10 on it. And there's like a couple of places that seem super sketchy to me that are like, oh, well, yeah, it's like, yeah, it has Windows 10, but you can like back it out into like Windows 8. But then I'm like, I go and research and I'm like, okay, does this game, and I'll say in a second what game it is, does this game, is it game compatible with Windows 8? And the thing's like, no, dumbass. Like the game stopped being developed like back with like, what the fuck was it? Windows, like NT or whatever, or XP, one of the two. I think it was like that. That's how old it is. And any OS from Microsoft since then was like, no, you can't play this game on that. The game is called The Movies. Very much a very uh, original and like just I don't know how they came up with the name of that game. Um, it's called The Movies. It was Lionheart and a couple others, basically out of the UK, and unfortunately for them, they ran into issues. Their other games weren't weren't meeting their standards. They only did that plus like two like basically like one other title that had 3 iterations, I think. So it was just basically like 4 or 5 games that they did. But they're kind of the people that bought them, the parent companies and stuff like that. They obviously had stuff, and then eventually just Microsoft just bought them out when they went under, and they've buried the game for a minute. It was available like a lot of PC games are. It was available through Steam, and man, I would give. I don't want to give a nut. I was gonna use the term my left nut. I'd kind of prefer to keep both my nuts if I can. But I would give more than I should for an opportunity to rip at that game for a period of time in which I felt like I had played it again enough and could maybe put it to bed for the rest of my life. Um, Whereas instead, it seems like that decision has kind of been made for me, and I can't do it. I can buy versions of the game, disc versions of the game, because again, that's how old it is. Um, and and then realize that there's no such thing as a computer that has a disk drive in it anymore. And the people that try to sell you them are like, well, yeah, you just get an external disk drive. And it's like, yeah, I have, latency is not an issue at all. Even though there's that game is it latency is not really much of an issue with a game such as that. It's kind of slow moving, but it's fucking brilliant. It's one of the best games that's ever been made. I'm being super subjective on that, but I stand by that. If they had an opportunity to continue to develop it, it would have probably turned into something that was even better, and then it would have been like these current games and just been fucking atrocious and wastes of space, and you would have had to have like done a battle royale versus 100 people online in a player pool of fucking like 500,000 plus people all fighting for the same little crumbs. Even though the game is basically you are an owner slash manager of a brand new that you build from literally from nothing, scratch. But you got some money to do it. A movie studio lot, like back when movies were first starting, is where you start historically in the game, and then it progresses pretty quickly for being slow moving, and I think you can adjust the time aspect of it. And like all good games back in the day, you could adjust the settings to be able to play on like the easiest levels, so people like me can be like, I just want to enjoy the game and fucking destroy it. I have no desire to try to like challenge myself at a ridiculously hard level. I'm just gonna destroy it. It was fun as shit. You got to like it's called I'm not gonna look it up. I forget, but there's a term for when you use you basically create film or movies by I forget what it's called, but it's a thing. It's a thing, and it was like it probably wasn't the first thing to fall into that category, but it was the first one that was like, okay, it's not just that we're doing that, but it's also like the whole point of the fucking game is that you're basically you there's no real point in playing the game unless you're going to like write, create, develop, eventually try to like promote and other shit like that movies. But then you're the studio head. You got to control everything. You control not just your actors and your directors and your extras and your crew, but the janitors, the writers clearly, and some of those other roles and stuff like that. But it's very much a like a top down map type of deal. uh, similar to build sims, going back to Sid Meier. Um, but it was like a little bit closer to the action than the kind of the original top down map. Um, and then also you could zoom in and like and watch the actors and directors and crew and etc. like putting the scenes together in the movies while it was happening, and then you could also like uh, watch the movie upon its release early on. Later on, you could do shit like post production and editing, even though on easy level like that usually didn't tend to have much of an impact on things. And you're essentially playing the computer, um, and the computer is technically all the other studios, and you start with X number, like at most probably four that you're rivaled up against, and then some more like some go off, some die off when they're not doing well, and then others like come new, and then you have to like deal with the fact that you started with, you know, like say like one good actor, one bad actor, one good director, and then eventually a second director back in like the talkies, like 1910 and shit, 1920 at the latest, and now it's like 1960, and that same actor, even if they were like 18 when you hired them, you know, now they're like 60 years old, and like nobody wants to watch another fucking movie that's got that person either acting or directing or whatever in it. And it's fun. It's fun. Back to the point. Um, I just wanted to go off on that super long tangent, I guess. So yeah, I guess I was gonna say I wasn't sure if it's maybe just the, the, the natural degenerate gambler in me that wanted to test this out, or if this was some like karmic good coming my way for having spent most of this year once I started to figure out how the game generally worked. So it was like I gave it probably about a month before I did any broadcasts on this channel. It just kind of as a test to see if anybody had any interest in it, and then I completely shut it down. Everything went private. So even though the last broadcast that went for 3 or 4 hours, I think 4 hours, um, that would be the one right below this on this channel. If you're on the channel when you're watching this tomorrow or any other time after that, um, there were like four people that came in. Nobody said anything, so I have no idea who they were. Um, but yeah, it's all like private and shit, and as is my entire uh, all my stuff on the network, on PSN and stuff like that. It's like you can't friend me if you wanted to. I had to shut all that shit down. So I was still doing the broadcasts, and it was an extremely small, uh, like 5 to 10 people on average, and I was fine with that. I was just kind of doing it to do it, and if people got something out of it, great. I wasn't looking to have 15,000 subscribers and have 500 comments, and I don't know. I guess that would require probably like 2,000 or 2,500 views or some shit. I had no interest in any of that, especially because I'd like to be able to say the word shit. I was perfectly fine having this, not having to be worried about getting demonetized because I never monetized it in the first place. I just kind of wanted to do stuff and test it out, trial and error. Uh, most of which didn't really work, and I know that now. But I still have no problem, at 4 in the fucking morning, go hitting the button to broadcast because it's way too easy to do, and then tossing on my mic and just talking to myself here. So that's what I've been doing right now. but the karmic good that I was talking about was that I tried to not like not like I'm a know-it-all, I'm gonna educate you. Um, Things like outside of this game, I definitely have some knowledge, some education, some experiential stuff and stuff like that that I can bring to the table as well. Um, and so I try to bring some of that here into this game where I've thought that it was applicable. In some cases, it turned out like maybe it wasn't, but in others, it certainly seemed to be. Long story short, one of those things that it was about these packs and these odds, and I mean I know it's a lot of kids that are doing it, because you see them in their YouTube channels, and that's that's it's a concern, I'll say, but so I can understand like a young like a kid, like a non-adult, like basically at best a teen, even though the the terms of service that I did actually read in this game, um, or related to this game when the NHL 20 demo came out, and I broadcast the TOS, and that was boring as fuck. So I eventually didn't even finish the whole thing, but I did kind of catch in there that they say that you got to be 13 to play. So I don't know how that all works, but according to them, that's their opinion of age of consent. And then I think there was something about like when you're 13 to 18, something about a parent or a guardian, and then but then there was also like this kind of suggestion like that you don't have to be 13 to play, as long as like a parent signs off on you playing. So you can be fucking 5 years old and playing this game. Um, that's a concern. I'm not here to tell people how to raise their kids or some shit, but yikes. Um, I yeah. Anyway, moving on. I can't do that right now. But point being, like I tried to like show almost every single time I opened a pack, because I opened a bunch this year. Um, Especially considering that I I think in total I took almost like 6 months off of the game. Um, like three different like 2 month intervals, like at least two 1 month and then one 2 month, at least that for sure. Um, so even with that, there were still a bunch of packs that I opened early on. I spent money, um, and I also bought this. This is not that you can tell the difference at this point, but this is the $100 version, the Ultimate Edition. Um, and even though I did go out and buy 16, 17, and 18 to try to get the legacy stuff, of, of which only 18 was applicable, but that wasn't pointed out to me until after I had bought all this stuff. Um, so that was a thing, and that was annoying. But it turns out, endgame, none of that stuff that you got from the legacy stuff mattered at all. Um, Early on, it was somewhat helpful if you had it. Um, but point being, like I spent money on packs certainly early on, uh, into the when the evos were there. I think I like maxed out how much you could spend on evos. Just I went kind of crazy with it. I had every single one of them, at one point or another. Like every single one of the evo cards at one point or another. Um, and that's kind of insane. But if I was opening packs and if I had a mic on, I'd show the odds, and I'd still even show the odds even if I didn't have a mic on, just so that like if somebody's just gonna watch it, they could see that I'm okay. This is what we're gonna do. We're gonna open this pack, here, because I talked about it so much, and most people seemed to be like early on were like, cool, thanks for like you know laying it out there, or like pointing out what I would have noticed if I had read anything, as opposed to just clicking buttons. Um, and then eventually it definitely became kind of old for some people, and that was fine. I'm happy to take feedback, constructive criticism or whatever. It doesn't matter. It's all good. Um, and so a lot of times I would just I put it in like the description and stuff like that, and indicate like what kind of pack we're opening. Which technically the description of this one right now has that, but that's because it's 4 in the fucking morning, and I didn't feel like like changing anything before putting this out. Um, Maybe we'll get around to it tomorrow when I eventually wake up. Um, Especially if I can stop myself from talking in the next like half an hour or less, which would be a miracle. Um, Even if I didn't have the mic in, I would still show the pack. It'd be like listed in the description of which at least which one we were gonna open or intended to open. And as long as it was one that had odds, meaning so like not a gold rare player pack, or even a platinum player pack. Although when those were in the store, they listed the odds. I have a feeling they've changed since they were in the store, though. Point being, if they were in the store, they listed the odds, and I would show those. Uh, Again, even if I didn't have the mic in, wasn't even speaking, it was just like, all right, I'm gonna open this pack, I'm gonna let it sit here for like 2 minutes. Here's the odds, they're up on the screen, and then we're gonna drop out of the odds when we go in and open the pack. And then, you know, I'm not making commentary unless something crazy went off. So like, you could make your own determinations if you felt like that one instance was in line with expectations set based off of drop rates slash odds and probabilities for the packs. Long story short, what are we doing here, kids? I'll scroll over so you can finally see what this is. This is just a mini free agency pack. Took 279s, so that's cool. We're gonna get this lap. One, two. Wait, what? Hold on. 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, okay. So there's actually 2 more cards to come. One is gonna be a player card, so that could be awesome. Talk about like talking for an hour about nonsense, and then just like ripping a. How about like just like a nothing big, just like a plays of the year bark off. Spoiler, I've already got one, but I'd take another one. They're only 2.5 million. Good times. So yeah, that'd be cool because another player card is going to come, but yeah, there's 279s already out there, so I'm not gonna hold my breath expecting something too crazy. Probably get a qualifier as a gold rare, like an 80 at least, which has the same 500 quick sell as the 279s do. And then there's going to be a non-player item, and I mean, it just the way these things go, it's probably just a consumable, but who knows? Could be something, and it's tradable. So it's like if I get a head coach, I'd sell that for 200 coins. If I get that thing right there, the arena, which you think would be sweet because it's gold. The quick sell on that is 20 coins, which is it makes no sense to me. And healing is 50, right? Yeah, 50, and the contract one is 80. But contracts are selling, or they were selling for more than that. If you're willing to wait for somebody to buy one. So we're gonna get a player card and then a non-player card. But this is a mini, and we got this. That's why I'm doing the broadcast, because I got that, and now I'm gonna go do my thing with that. I sold everything, so I doubled the coins that I had. I had 10k, I sold 10K worth of stuff, basically just quick selling. So I had like having these 279s means that I can like I'm either gonna quick sell those as well, so I get another 1,000 coins back, um, or or I'm gonna use those as 2 of 5 towards a gold rare player pack, because I've got like no uh, certainly no tradable cards left other than the ones that are actually on my Steam. Just I got rid of everything. Um, Total fire sale, and I got like 10,000 coins out of it. So this was like a last, not last ditch effort, but pretty much. I tried something else. It wasn't working. Came back, and I think part of me was thinking, this is why this is nuts. I did a mini, uh, like the from the store where like this where the stuff is tradable. I did one earlier in this day's session, so that was probably like 10 hours ago or some shit. But I haven't gone to bed yet, so it's today for me. Um, and I got this. You get a shot at a collectible. Um, and so you can, the best you can get is one draft collectible. And I got one last time. And so I think that was part of what I was thinking was like, hey, maybe it's my day, you know, when today was still Friday, I bought a a lottery ticket and spent the extra dollar for the $3 on a for the mega plier, whatever the fuck it's called, for the Mega Millions. It was only an annuitized 70 million expected jackpot, with about a 45 million cash value, and then taxes, etc. I had a shot. I had a chance, a non-zero chance at winning the jackpot, and walking away with probably about 20 or so plus million. Um, so I was getting kind of so lucky with this other stuff after I'd bought that ticket the day before, which is the third time in my life, and I'm old, but still the third time in my life that I've ever bought like a pure lottery ticket. I've wasted stuff on scratchers, not like an obscene amount, thankfully. Um, but I don't really fuck with like the actual lotto. I'm actually not a fan. I think it's just a tax on poor people. It's so sad. It's like the worst thing ever. And then like and then you win, and then you get, you know, it's so fucked. I'm not gonna get off into that whole tangent, but I bought a ticket, and that was technically yesterday's drawing, 11 p.m. Eastern time, so that was like 7 hours ago, and I never do this, so I was on the thing, and I kept like trying to refresh, and I'm like, what the fuck, like what, like when I was a kid they did this shit like on the news. I guess they don't anymore. So it's like it's got a YouTube channel, and then it's got a page that shows all the info. And neither one of those were showing anything. It took like probably close to like 40 minutes just to get the numbers, and that was for me to find out that I won absolutely nothing. My mega plier, which is, if you don't know what the fuck I'm talking about, it's this I'm not going to go off into too much into this, but it's a stupid lotto thing where you get 5 white balls, and then like a, I guess, gold one on top of it if you pay the extra dollar. Otherwise you can just pay $2 and get the white ones, but then you can't win the jackpot, like the big jackpot. You can't win the 70 million if you don't put the extra dollar up. So it's the sucker's bet in the casino. Because you're never going to win it. Your EV is actually negative. So I hit a point, I think. Oh, so my I think it's, I don't know, it might be orange, orange gold, whatever the fuck, the different color one, the mega plier. That number on my thing was one of the numbers that came up, but it came up as a white ball, and I didn't match anything else. So I'm pretty sure that means I win nothing. If I'd matched a white and my mega plier, I think I would have either won $2, or because it was a 2x, I would have maybe won $4. So I would have either netted a loss of $1, or I would have netted a gain of $1, and neither one of those would have convinced me to do this on the reg. But I'm just saying, there was like, true gambling shit that was going on at basically the lowest possible stakes. So that might have been part of it, in me thinking like, wow, time I'm gonna win millions, and that didn't happen. But I've been getting super lucky. It feels like mid-August here in NHL19 has been so much more enjoyable, in my opinion, than like any other time in the game all year. For me, maybe Evo was exciting. As I said, I went kind of overboard with that back then. Um, Outside of that, like, that's been about it, really. So this has been a lot of fun. Um, but when I was talking about the good karma stuff, is that I would point out with those odds, if you want to look at these, minis, I can get into showing the odds next, for anybody that's catching this and hasn't seen literally anything else that I've ever done. Um, the minis, if you buy them, they cost 20,000 coins. You could also pay real money and buy them in points, and that's like, I don't know, like maybe a max of like $5 for this particular pack. And I don't feel like doing the math on real money costs for the other two. But the other two are premium, that's 40k coins, and then extreme, and that's 80k coins. And these things have always, like, occasionally you can get a halfway decent player card in some of these things, but like, not really. Only if you open like a fuck ton of them, and I did, and I still didn't really get that great of player cards out of them. Um, so, and I'm not meaning the free agency ones, but like the previous stuff. But I've definitely got more packs uh, with this whole free agency stuff than I did in a very long time. Outside of like just the regular ones, like the gold ones, that are shit, that have been shit since like the second week of the game. Um, so anyway, yeah, that's how it goes. So the minis are 20k, the premium is 40k, the extreme is 80k, and all that really matters is the collectibles. And the odds on the collectibles are almost like just purely directly correlated to the price in coins. So these minis, and also like there's a lot, they're not directly proportional in terms of like how many cards come in the packs and stuff like that. But the mini, as I said, there's only one collectible of one type or another in the minis. It's 20k coins again, and it's 20% odds to get one of these draft collectibles in a mini. So not good. And then the premium is basically double. Again, it's 40k coins, and it's not 40%. It's like 37%, I think. No, it's probably 40. It's probably 40%. I think that's fine. Maybe it's 39. I don't know. I forget. Somewhere close to that. It's within the margin of error. My fucked up brain being fucked up because I'm tired of shit. And I don't feel like going off the screen because I'm not technically done opening this pack yet, or getting to an actual point. So then the extreme is 80k coins, and the percent on that is at least 80%. I think it's exactly like 87% for these packs, whereas like basically similar packs that cost the same and also didn't do much other than the collectibles didn't have the exact same drop rates. Um, and the extreme is presented in the wording, the language, as extreme being a chance at getting 2 collectibles, and that is how they work. There are 2 collectibles in every extreme pack. It's just that you can get whatever you would consider the worst to be, because the if you don't get a draft collectible, you get either a bronze, a silver, or a gold. I suppose you could maybe get a carbon, but I sincerely doubt that. Um, I've never seen it. So it's basically like you're either going to get the draft collectible or you're going to get one of those other 3. And the as far as coin value, the golds are basically the best, and they're going for about 4,000 a piece. So you can spend 80,000 coins, get 2 gold collectibles, and resell them for 8,000. So you get basically 10% of what you put into it. And sure, there's some other cards, and you can do shit with those too, but never anything usually within the ability of getting back to the 80k. The only value really comes from these draft collectibles, and as I said, the extreme always has 2 collectibles in the pack of some type. It's a finite set of what can be in there, right? So like it could be 2 bronze, it could be 2 silver, it can be 2 gold. You can get super fucking lucky and buck the odds of 87% and get, make the 87% seem like 100% and get 2 draft collectibles. Or you can get any combination of all those. And I don't feel like going through the rest of them. I thought I was going to do it, but I'm not going to anymore. But you can get 1 bronze, 1 silver, 1 bronze, 1 gold, 1 bronze, 1 draft. You can get 1 silver, 1 gold, 1 silver, 1 draft. You can get 1 gold, 1 draft. I think that's the whole list. I can't even think anymore at this point, so I don't even know if that is the proper list. But there's always 2, and the best you can do is 2 drafts. The rest are just kind of not worth it at all. The premium, the middle one, the 40k, that again shows about a 40% chance of getting 1. There's only 1 collectible in those. Wait, right? I haven't opened very many of the premiums, so the 40Ks. So I actually am not sure if I'm not sure if they do come with the chance at 2. I think it's like impossible to get two drafts in those middle ones. Pretty sure. And then it's because it's like a 40% of getting 1. So long story short, I pointed out these types of odds and how they're all interdependent and not it's like rolling a dice. If it's 50%, rolling a dice, flipping a coin. If it's 50%, like you flip it once and it's heads, the next flip and every other flip after that are all their own thing, completely unrelated to any previous flips that have ever happened, assuming it's a normal coin, like a quarter, U.S. quarter. And so way too often, and it's easy to understand why, I think that people get kind of caught up in stuff. They get caught up in the hot hand fallacy, and so like, hey, it's the last 3 or even the last 3 out of 4 have been heads. I'm gonna go with heads as my guess on this next one, but it's always gonna be 50-50, heads or tails. Just pick one. That's why it's called flipping a coin. And then at the same time, people have kind of the confirmation bias on the opposite side as well. It's like, well, it's due. I don't know like a better way to phrase that, but that's how mostly gamblers think, and almost all of America gambles in some aspect or another. And so the notion there is like, okay, well, yes, the last three, or again, like the last 3 out of 4 have been heads, so tails is due. Tails is totally coming next. I'm gonna go with tails. Um, Neither one of those, they're both fallacies. Neither one of those should ever be used for like actual logic or how things really work. um, Instead, it should always be viewed as, it doesn't matter if you're flipping one coin one time or you're flipping that same coin an infinite number of times. Every single time that you do it, it's 50-50 heads or tails, and that's it, and does nothing else matters. So it doesn't matter if it's the first time you've ever done it, or if you just did it 10,000 times and are going to do it for the next time. And it doesn't even matter if you did it 10,000 times and like for some fucked up reason 8,000 of those 10,000 times were heads. You still shouldn't be like, hey, I'll bet you $1,000,000 on 10-to-1 odds that this next one's going to come heads. Like, that would be really fucking stupid and doesn't make sense based on odds. Like, it should be 1-to-1. It's 50-50. Anyways, moving on. These minis, they're 20% on each one, and again, they're interdependent. So you really shouldn't again go with hot hand fallacy of being like, hey, I got a draft last time or any other time that I've ever opened one, so I'm gonna get one again. And you also shouldn't go the other way of been like, well, people take it to the extreme on the when it's 20% exactly, to say like, hey, I've opened either I've opened 4 of these and haven't gotten one, so since they're supposed to come 1 out of every 5 approximately, ad infinitum, that means that this 5th one has to have it in there. It's like, no, it does not. The 5th one has a 20% chance, the same way that the first 4 did, in which you fucked up and didn't get it. So I tried to like help people understand that better, and I didn't try to come across as like, hey, I'm a know-it-all and I'm educating you on shit you don't know or understand properly. It's more just like, I feel when I've had a chance to actually speak with people, whether in my classes or whatever, shout out to, I almost said the school. That's how tired I am. Shout out to one of the greatest institutions in the United States, and the game theory course in which we talk about this kind of stuff, as well as the finance classes, which are a little bit different, but still, whatever. Anyway, moving on. So, again, like if you'd open 4 of these, you didn't get a draft, you can't be like, all right, well, it's 1 out of 5, the 5th one's gonna have it. You can't also be like, I opened 5 and I didn't get one, and those are the odds. I got to get 1 in 5. So now that when I'm going to open this 6th one, now that one has to have one in there. If the odds are true and they're really based on a ring, and the ring has been tested and everything is proven, yada yada yada, then if you had a what's from a social scientific method, standard would be like wow, I'm tired. Not significant, but with layman terms, would just say a meaningful number of tests, and then seeing the outcomes, and then trying not to be results based, and remaining objective. If you had a significant enough number of them where it was meaningful, it wasn't just a small subset of 1 or 5 or 10 or honestly even 100 or in some cases 1,000, still not enough to kind of prove out that the expected values that are supposed to come in ranges, and for whatever reason all game developers that provide drop rates tend to give you an exact number, and I find that to be odd. But whatever, we'll move on from that. Because again, that's not how things actually work. But whatever. If you actually opened, say, like 1 million of these packs, then you should expect within a margin of error, and I have no idea for them what their margin of error would be, but within a margin of error, 1 million of these opened, 20% should hold up over that amount of time. It doesn't have to, clearly, but 1 million is a definitely a significant data set for something like this, in my opinion. And so 200,000 approximately, give or take, again within the margin of error. So like, let's just fucking make up the margin of error, and let's say like somewhere between 190,000 and 210,000 out of the million should give you a draft collectible. So that's kind of the very long way of walking into what that 20% actually means, and how because you're never doing, it's not possible even though they say there's no limit on how many of these you can open. That would be really fucking expensive if you're spending money, and I don't think it's possible to have that number of coins in a like in the game to be able to like just keep ripping, especially because you should be opening the 80Ks and not the 20Ks. But whatever. Moving on from that, just say like that's what that 20% is supposed to be, is that like if you had enough of them, then yeah, it'd be 5. But when you only open 1, when you only open 5, not enough, not the kind of thing that should happen. So the fact that I have done it now once again, but I've done that so many times of trying to explain that. And again, not from like you're an idiot, this is like the shit that you don't understand. Just like, I think people get this stuff. I think they kind of like just don't wanna. It's not like the elephant in the room, but it's like they kind of like don't want to like acknowledge it. Like if you explain to a rational person that when they buy a lottery ticket they're going to lose, there's like a less than I forget the exact odds that were listed on the thing that I got yesterday, or well, that was for yesterday's drawing that I got like the day before, or whatever. But generally speaking, you should. I mean, it's gonna be like a less than 1% chance that you're gonna win the jackpot, and your expected value is always negative, always. So you're like if you spend $2 or $3. You're lucky if your expected value is not exactly your input, so like exactly -$2 or -$3. Luckily, because people do actually win very rarely and totally randomly, and like, and then they die because bad shit happens when you actually win that thing. Sorry for the spoiler alert and the downer, but it's kind of true. Look shit up. So because there are some winners, and you can win as little as like the minimum, and plenty of people do, and then like there's some other smaller prizes as it builds up. But I think in the one that I was in, I think like there was like a mini prize. I think if you got like everything but like not the mega plier or some shit, like if you got like all the numbers but like not the one that gave you the jackpot, I think that was at least like 2 or 3 million, and that tends to happen an okay amount of time. You're definitely way more likely to get that than you are the jackpot, but they're both absolute crapshoots by definition. So again, because there are some winners, um, but it gets kind of fucked up because way too many people play like a bunch of lines and get specific in the numbers that they're using and that kind of shit. So they kind of fuck up the numbers because like they're always losing, and they're not just losing a single instance. So like they kind of bring the averages down. Even with that though, I don't know the exact specifics for that game, but your expected value in that one is not going to be exactly -2 or -$3, but it's super close. It's like right there. It's like it's at least like -$1.95, or if you get the three, it's at least like negative $2.92 or whatever. Meaning like every time that you do it, that's what your outcome is going to be. So it's like just take however much you're ever going to put into it, and then you 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 use the expected value to figure out like what you should expect to get out of it. And so if you're if you're on average losing $2.92 for every $3 that you put up, then yeah, like so if you spent $30,000, you will win. Or you can expect to win, and you would win, again within the margin of error. You would win. What is that? 8 cents times. Fuck me. 10,000. Is it $100? Or wait, no, 800 bucks. I think that's what it is. I don't feel like getting the calculator and figuring it because I kind of made up the 292. I just know that those games are about in that range generally. So that's kind of like the thing. It's like, okay, you can spend 30,000. You can do it all in one shot. Like yesterday's drawing, you could have bought $30,000 worth of lines or whatever. And you could maybe not be stupid and do the same line more than once, since all you're doing is, if you do win, splitting the jackpot with yourself, and that is pure stupidity. And I absolutely am talking down to people that are unwilling to understand what the fuck that means. But yeah, I think that's about what it would be like if you dropped like 30 grand on it. You'd probably get back, not profit. You'd probably get back $800 of the 30,000 that you dropped. So you'd lose $29,200. Yes, that is the correct number. Now that I've said that out loud. So anyways, point being, interdependent 20% odds. You really shouldn't get draft collectibles back to back. That's kind of insane. So I didn't win the lottery, but in the game I kind of did. So let's move on, so we can actually do something of value here. I said I was hoping that I wasn't going to talk for another half an hour, and I pretty much did. So we're going to get, again, one player card of some type, and a non-player card of some type. And then I'm going to do the thing that I needed to get the collectible for. So there's the Matt's healing. That sucks. Could have been a contract or a coach. And here comes the Plays of the Year Barkov, 99 overall. The color made me think that was going to be a solid card. Not mad at it. Quick sell would be 18.25. I don't feel the need to really quick sell anything. And again, I pointed this out a while ago. I guess it's 25 as opposed to 20. I don't know why I thought it was 20. So even though I have no need for arenas, I also don't feel the need to quick sell those. Be kind of careful here that I don't quick sell the whole point of this thing. But yeah, I don't need the healing, so I'm good with that. Moving on. Yeah, I'd get 1725. Well, plus the whatever I got for the 2 healing ones. They're 50, right? So it's 100. So I would have got 1825 if I got rid of the whole pack, of which I spent 20,000 coins on, which is why I have after selling the quick selling the 2 healing things, I now have a grand total of 301 coins. Here are the odds. There you go, 20%. Preemie. And this is increased chance of a draft collectible. So again, I'm not. It's in it, and I was right. It's not exactly 40%. It's 39. I don't have the coins or points or whatever, so I can't really open one of these for you right now. So I don't remember if there are 2 collectibles in there. And this one says an increased chance of up to 2 draft collectibles. And as I said, it is my experience. I've opened a bunch of these, both untradeable and tradable formats, and kind of across the board. I feel like you always get 2 collectibles of some type. And again, like every 87 out of 100 approximately should have 1 draft collectible in it, is what that probability is supposed to mean. But you can get 2 often enough, it's fine. And then that's like the only way that you get your value back, because they're selling for 40k in the markets. And I now have did I send that to my inbox? I sent it to the collection, right? Okay, cool. Those are the remaining things that I haven't sold off yet. So I now have 7 of these bad boys. I'm gonna drop 2 tradables in here just to point this out. So I got 2 tradables there, and of these 5 over here, 3 of those are tradable as well. So I have 5 tradable collectibles, and people at the moment are trying to get like 45k for these things. Now it looks like some people have dropped down a little bit, and they might only be able to actually get like 36, but that's gonna take 3 hours from now, and that one's gonna take an hour and 20 minutes. So that'll come up probably. I don't know, maybe not. Looks like a Russian trying to get you in there. Whoa, what? That's kind of tricky. dude, like, I don't, is he testing stuff out, or what's the, okay, are every 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9, you got 9 of these things, and you really think that the best thing that you could do is have, I think this is a really poor choice here. I should put some of these in the in my watch list just to see how they'd end up, but I feel like I kind of know. The end of it's gonna, at best, probably be in like the 35k range, and he'll use a partner to pull him off or some shit. I don't know anybody that plays this game, so I don't get into that kind of crap. Anyway, we have 7 of these now. That's what we need. I could have just done the free agency set 6 hours ago, and I would have been done. I don't have any of the like any of these, so I'll list them off if I can quickly. Bellevue, Plant, Dion, Robinson, Solane, Lafleur, What is the? Oh, okay, because it's the 96. Yeah, that's gonna cost. That's gonna cost some coin. Nobody's even selling one. All right. Did look at the 99 Lafleur. It's a pretty solid card, but then fuck it. While I'm here, what is the player info on the 96? Max speed, endurance, okay. Max shot, slap shot power is a little off. And the legends don't give you the face stats. You got to look at the underlying ones. Handles are pretty decent, and actually the 99 Lafleur says that the hand eye seems like it's the handles seems like it's like a fucking like misprint or whatever, error. I don't know, whatever. Because like whatever the number is that they give you, it seems odd. Because like hand eye is 86, and that's not really good for handles. You know, he's not a body guy, so like checking is not the greatest, but it's not terrible. And then defense, he's pretty decent for being a sniper winger. And so it's not really just. I mean, technically, whatever this thing is worth in coins at the moment, the 99. Hold on. The 99 is it takes three draft collectibles that are approximately 40k a piece. So it's like 120k on top of whatever this 96 would cost. And like people used to sell this 96 for like millions. Not anymore. But it still probably goes for some decent coin when people are willing to sell it. And I don't see a ton of the 99s out there on the auction market either. And I think that's mostly just because it's a really solid card. It's not perfect. It's not a pure 99 in my opinion, but it is a really great card that made me stop for a second and just check that out to see what that was about. Forsberg. This is why I don't come in here, because like this threw me off because I have a trade deadline Forsberg, as we all do. Mine's a 90 overall though, so I don't know if they did that intentionally, but it's whatever. So like, yeah, you can turn your 97 into a 99 by just using two collectibles. I don't have Potvin or Oates or either of these either of the Matt's Sundins, the Legends, or the Nations of Hockey. I can't fucking talk. I need to get this done. Trottier, Leach, Pronger, Sittler. Got none of those. Never have. So probably never will. The Milestone Legends. I need to get some fucking water, man. Been talking too much. I could have done this, the Chelly, because I had 6, and I've got the Legend Chelios, whereas I don't have any of the rest of these that I have not already done. I don't have Owen Nolan. I don't have Tim Horton. I don't have Sawchuk. I'm sorry, these are the milestones. I do have some of these. I've got Gartner. I'm not sure. Like, the Legend Gartner's good. Not good enough to make my squad at the moment. The 99 probably would be. Didn't really want to drop at the moment 8 draft collectibles to get that. Was assuming that I was going to do the Chelios after having done Medano and Sakic, since I just got Chelly like this week or in the last 2 weeks, something like that. And super disappointed. He's still currently sitting in my team. I've only played like, I don't know, less than 10 games. And he's on my blue line as a defender. And he's very disappointing. I like his body work. because I don't have a I don't have I don't I, I'm not really rocking at the moment with like with bruisers on defense or really anywhere on the team. Um, like these 99 legends, like they're not bad um, at checking and stuff like that. But like that's not why they're there for me. So I'm not really focusing on that with them. Whereas like Chelios, he's a defender. He's an offensive defenseman. Is his play type, which makes sense. He was one of the highest scoring defenders of all time, particularly U.S. born. But yeah, just like super disappointed with the legend, and was really mulling this over, and just kind of felt like the 99 wasn't worth it, and then looked and saw and was like, I mean, it's like I don't know how easy, hard, or impossible it's going to be to get these draft collectibles starting next week. But there's going to be another 20 days after that where you can still do these trade-ins. So maybe I'll do that because I do have that card. I also have the McInnes, and again for offensive defenseman, pretty solid. So I guess I should maybe look at the 99 there, but I'm just not going to drop 8 collectibles. I do have 7 now. And why does... Okay. Because that one doesn't say untradeable. It doesn't say choice pack either. So I don't know if that's just forcing it onto one team. Sakic, I think that's what happened with Sakic, is that it was Avs and you didn't have a choice. So McInnes might just be on just like the one team too, and that's why it's listed that way. But it's kind of, if you only looked at this page, it would be kind of misleading. You'd think like maybe it's not untradeable and I could actually sell the thing if I want to get rid of it or whatever, but not how it works. Those are all untradeable, the milestone legends. However, these set legends is I think where we're gonna go. I've got 2 of these, so I could list everything here and say I don't have them. I don't have Paul Coffey or any of the rest of these. I did have the Denieko. I upgraded him. I upgraded basically the bottom feeders, so I upgraded Denieko. I upgraded Newman as well. That was kind of like one of my highest level ones that I upgraded. And I would be able. This is the Nations of Hockey one though. I was like, wait, how is that only 5? Keeps fucking throwing me off. So no, the real one takes 8. And I don't have this legend card anymore. I mean, I enjoyed playing with the Denieko legend. Every time I upgraded one of these legends back when the game first started. I played with the card a little bit, tested it out, saw how I felt about it, and then ended up getting rid of all of them. So I mean, he's right at max speed, and for a defender back, at that time, the shot wasn't that bad, and the rest of the stats, aren't exactly terrible. If he had a face stat on this card for defense, it would be pretty good. So I'd imagine the 99 is probably just like a 99 on defense. Pretty good card, but I'm not dropping eight collectibles on that. Beep beep. Roadrunner is one of the 2 that I have. Don't have Legend LaFontaine. Like a lot of these, I have the alumni, like including Brad Park and Bauer, Curry. In some cases, I have like upgraded alumni, but like not the legend. Although that one's the Nations of Hockey, but here's the regular one. This one takes 6 as well. And I like super wanted to do that. I think this card looks super boss. and that like the as far as the legend upgrade process, legend 99 cards, in my view, the Brett Hull is the only one that's better. Uh, Curry's solid, but the two that I'm looking at, I think, are pretty good as well. Um, Selming, I enjoyed. I like every step of the way with him with his card, but he's just not he's very much not end game, as most of these are not. Um, like boom boom. I don't know, man. Like I guess I should look at that at some point to see like if the 99 is worth anything. Because I did do that with the Conacher. Um, Naslin seems like he probably would be, but again, like 8 is just absurd. Howard Chuck is my other one, so that's the choice that I'm currently mulling over. And I'm gonna look at them again, and it's really like they're both basically. Um, I'll show them. I'll go into the thing and I'll show the info on the cards. And I might kind of take a quick peek to see what they're selling for in case I like I don't know need coins or some shit. Um, but in, and I will show this so that hopefully I'm being at least somewhat somewhat objective about it. But I feel like the difference between the two, they're both really great. They're both cards that, like, if I knew at the beginning of the year that they'd eventually be a thing, that I might have like kind of changed my approach. But at the same time, probably not, and definitely not like a ton, because like you had a month to use them out of 12 months of game time, and it was the last month, so it's the least important one. So it's like I probably wouldn't have changed that much, but I in hindsight I absolutely would have like probably not focused on the legends at all. The enticement of trying to get a pure gold leaf 99 Wayne Gretzky or Mario Lemieux is still something that I would just like. I would love to have at least like a game where I get to play with the fucking thing and see how it goes for me, and not against the human opponent, because they have both of them plus all the other 99s in the game even before this upgrade shit started happening, and also they're better in general at the game than I am. So it's pointless. So I would try him out versus CPU opponent, and see how it goes. But yeah, I don't think that's gonna happen, because I don't have coins to buy it, which is the cheaper way to do it, quite frankly. And I'm halfway towards the first one, and that's by having done all of like the lower end legends. So it's super unlikely. Okay, so for me, I think it's gonna. This is why I'm doing this whole thing. That's why I went way out of my way to try to get that last collectible. Um, and it kind of sucks that I have to choose one or the other. I just want both, man. Worked my ass off. I feel like I deserve both, which is a super like entitled opinion, but it's kind of true. So for me, it's like Roadrunner is Roadrunner. He's fast as shit. He's max speed, he's max shot, he's max handles, and no body, and no real defense. Um, really good card, and I think I'm leaning towards that. Um, uh, and Howard Chuck, uh, in comparison, is maybe not exactly max speed and max shot, but probably with synergies is effectively that. Handles, I think, is a bit less, but is a bit better in both body and defense. Not like a ton in body, but certainly in defense. So he's just kind of like more of an overall more rounded player, um, and he's bigger than Corner. I can't even fucking speak. Corner Cornoye, because everyone is. I think even I am. I'll check out his. I'm super small. I'm gonna check out his height and weight, and I'll determine if I feel like saying out loud whether or not I beat that. Um, and this Conacher, I talked about it in the last broadcast, but the card is really good. It really is. I don't know how it plays because I don't know how any of these play because I don't have any of them. Which is what I'm going to end with is like getting one of them and then maybe starting a game so I can see how it plays. Um, but like Conacher is just like he's 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 so good on the body and with defense, that it's like I'd have to play him on defense. Um, and it wouldn't be like the biggest waste because I've already got a bunch of um, top end guys in the first couple lines. I'll probably end up once I get the player that I'm gonna choose, which is like almost it's like at least 95% leaning towards either Howard Chuck or Kanoye, and I'm more leaning towards Kanoye at the moment than Howard Chuck. Again, would love to have both. Would love to have fucking like basically all of these, even though I don't think that some of them are all that great. Um, so yeah, already having like a pretty solid first couple lines for forwards, and like I guess they will have to actually show it before I can even do the upgrade because I have to pull either one of the two legends. Then I'm gonna upgrade off of my team. My fourth line, uh, it's like it just kind of fell in line to like make it made sense. Um, I ended up doing my fourth line is just pure legends. So it's those two. It's Howard Chuck and Kanoye on the wings, and it's 90 overall Neuendijk. It's in center, um, and like the 90 overall Neuendijk, even with Medano, Sakic, and Messier, the Neuendijk is good enough that I don't have a problem putting him in as my second line center because he's that good at faceoffs, both his stat as well as like the playability for me being kind of stuck on using NHL 94 controls. So is what it is. Point being, Conacher would probably get put on D, and I'm not really like looking to try to like shore up my D side at the moment. Um, but if I was, he's probably a better choice than a lot of actual defenders, which is how I played the game once I was like uh, by like Halloween, I think. Um, when I realized and then had it kind of verified by people that have been playing for years and knew what they were talking about, that it just made more sense to play your forwards on defense because the defenders got kind of fucked in this game because they were generally slower and almost always with terrible shots. So it's like I don't know what they're doing out there if they're completely useless in the offensive third. Like completely useless. Even early game. Like we're end game at the moment. Like even at that time, that was early game. They were useless. So that's why like guys like Salming like or even Danyeko's upgrades were like kind of fun to play with sometimes because like they could actually like shoot a little bit. They were still pretty slow, but they could like shoot a little bit. But anyway, point being, like Conacher and Boom Boom Jeffrey specifically. Is he next on the list? The fuck is he? How far over is he? Where'd he go? Had I like just recently passed it? Okay, there he is. So those two specifically were ones that I was rocking on the D because they I mean, dude's name is Boom Boom. And Conacher's solid. Even just the alumni card, he's solid with his shot as well. But both, comparatively speaking, alumni in general, at least their base cards were almost, except for like, uh, except for Roadrunner, they were like all slow as shit. So it 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 just made sense to take a forward, even an alumni who's slow, and put him on D and have them have a huge shot. So they, comparatively speaking, at that time, so they'd be able to, D to D one timer, take some snappers and some slappers out there on the blue line if nothing else was open at the time, and have that occasionally work, have a couple trickle in or some shit like that. It was a pretty good strat, I felt like, and then No Sleeves 12, aka Sleeveless Gaming, like came out and said that like that was his new thing that he like had found from somebody or whatever. I was like, all right, I guess that's validation, because I I just started playing like a month ago, and that was like what I came up with. And I suck at the game, and I suck at all like gameplay aspects and shit like that. And I refuse to like even um, to even like intentionally attempt anything that I consider to be like a glitch goal. Despite the fact that like I'll play like Assassin's Creed and like do the little like twerk uh, kill recruit button thingy that made it so that you could like boost your thing, your guy, your whatever hero level from like is it goes from like 0 to 100. So you could be as low as like 25 and have just started playing the game when that became obvious to people that you could do that. And you could go from like 25 to like 65 by like almost exclusively just doing that. It was a little bit tricky if you didn't know exactly what you were doing, but then like once you did it, it was super easy. And then it's just like just repetitive stress syndrome on whatever it is that you're using to click your R3 button or whatever. But like super worth it. So it's weird that like I have no problem doing that there, because it's like it's not online, it's not competitive at all. It's basically just a 1P game. And even though I almost exclusively focus on the offline portion of this game, which is why I have like almost nothing left to do in the game. I don't. There's something about it that like having tried to play some online stuff early, which was just online seasons, because I didn't even know that I could play in competitive seasons or hut champs, or even try to qualify for hut champs or whatever. Um, so just like playing against people in online seasons, and just like occasionally, coming up against somebody who like maybe didn't have as good of a team, which was odd because my team was terrible. Um, but like I don't know, I guess they got the standard edition, and so they didn't get a chance to like start off with people in the enough players in their 80s. They were just like rocking silvers, or maybe they thought that was a better choice because they got an extra synergy or whatever. I certainly messed around a little bit with some key silver and bronze, on back lines, so that they wouldn't impact my chances as much. But then there were also like the tons of players who would just like do nothing but glitch goals, like just like they would hit you with like 20 short side wristers, if they could, and if you'd let them, and if it was, I mean, it's like it's hard to stop if you don't know what's coming at you. And this was all new to me, but yeah, I saw it and was just like, nah, I'm not that. I'm not about that life. I'm not gonna do it to somebody else, and I'm gonna be fucking annoyed as shit if somebody's doing it to me, which means that I'm just gonna probably disconnect. Even though like specifically the short side wrister is probably one of the ones that it's like, okay, it's been in the game for years at this point, and I've asked, but it seems like they're not going to nerf it at all for 20, which is, in my opinion, super disappointing. Because it's not like there's going to be a whole bunch of new players into 20 that have never played any recent version of the game, which is like exactly what I was in 19, who are going to be like, okay, cool, at least there's like this one thing that I can do either against the computer or against human opponents that like works, and so I'll do that. And like I get it that like I've played since the very beginning, which is kind of part of why I wanted to go with the whole NHL 94 controller settings thing, whatever. Because I played that game when it came out. Because I, again, am that old. And back in like old school NHL games, and EA did not have a monopoly on that even back then. It was just like the wraparound. It was like basically that was it. Like it was just a wraparound. Like it was like, and like the wraparound was like not quite as egregious as the as as Bo Jackson in Tecmo Bowl, but pretty fucking bad in my opinion. But it didn't matter, like, because you just played a game, and then like that one game had no bearing on like anything else that would then happen. I mean, like eventually I think they made it so the first mode outside of just play now was like season, I think, or playoffs, or both. And even then it's like, okay, so you play that, and then like when that's done, you're done. Like, no big deal. Kind of miss those old days, but at the same time, I don't know if I said it in this broadcast. I was playing RBI baseball 2017. Played one game, 9 innings. I don't I don't think that game even allows you to play online. If it does, I didn't give a shit. I wasn't gonna play online anyways. So I just played one game, and I was like, all right, that I'm done. And yet, like, I love the original. One of my favorite games of all time. I think I said that at the beginning of this broadcast. I don't even remember. I don't care. Anyways, moving on. So we got to decide between just give me like Larionov or Hull. Yeah. I don't even really want some of the rest of those. So I got to decide between Howard Chuck and Kanoye. Um, or I could just like go scorched earth and just go ahead and drop the three um, free. I love the free agent cards. I really do. I'm a big fan. And that card right there, super fun to play with. Um, and as Forrest Gump said, that's all I'm gonna say about that. It's a great card though. Like probably the best card in the game. What am I doing? I'm doing. Oh, there's my team. Yeah, we're going to the auction house. A million, bro? A million? Why do people think that the Ben Bishop is the best goalie? I mean, 6'7", 225. It's huge. Um, oh, okay. Yeah, he is actually really good. I only recently have I started actually paying attention to the goalie stats. I didn't give a shit the whole year. All the free agents have the same synergy except for Bobrovsky. Um, Here's the legend Larionov. I mean, like, look at this card that you could have had back in September. Max speed, uh, slight drop off in balance, endurance compared to the 99s, not really a drop off there. So I guess his 99 probably has a 99 endurance. That'd be pretty fucking awesome. Which is kind of part of why I'm gonna go with Cognore probably. And max shot power, both slap shot and wrist shot. Accuracy a bit lacking. Um, decent handles, not that great on the body, and not too much for defense. Really solid card. Uh, Date issued August 9th. Oh, okay. So it's like I was like I didn't get that in August 9th. Anyways, what are we doing here? What are we doing here, kids? Hold on a second. I forgot that this was even a thing. Oh, that synergies suck, man. Yeah, my free agent Tavares is so much better than that, and that makes sense that they're only asking 175K for it, and no one is interested. Um, yeah, it's at the moment it's probably pretty close to my favorite card that I have. Zuccarello is pretty good. Not much for checking, but that's fine. It's kind of small, 5'8", 179. I don't think I've seen this card ever. I wasn't around for the whole awards thing, so I missed out on a lot of these. Looks like max speed, max shots, max handles, decent enough body, and pretty much close to max or whatever on defense. And if they had face stats, because they're kind of weird in my opinion how they factor in checking and defense, but they'd probably both be really good. +2 and all those synergies. Pretty good card. 6'1", 194. Right-handed shot. I could use that. I could work with that. Where did it go? I want to know how much they're getting for it. That's a decent chunk of change. The Wheeler is great. I just wanted to see like a legend version of either one of these two cards out there. 500K for Paul Coffey. That's cray cray. It's a good card though, it really is. But I mean, so is his like his 94 legend is a pretty good card too. Okay, let's get this narrowed down a bit. Not enough. Let's go free agents. Still too much. Let's go alumni. 135. Okay, we can work with this. This Goncher. First off, how much are they asking? Jesus, are you fucking kidding me? I did technically click it twice, but it did nothing when I clicked it the first time. I mean, it's fine. I know where I was. It's not that many things that I have to select to get back to it, but that's fucking annoying. It really is. It's like I clicked it. I clicked the back button, and it didn't respond. Didn't do shit. So I thought it didn't work, and I clicked it again. But anyway, here's Goncher. Yeah, I mean they're hoping they're gonna get 600K for it. I think this is probably the same person that originally put it up, trying to get like 1.2 million for it. Here's Mihalovic. Max speed, endurance is not up there. Max shot power, really good accuracy as well. Handles good, checking good, defense good. On the face stats, underlying, yeah, solid. Good card. 6'1", 205, left-handed, left winger. Pretty good, pretty good. It's not 300 to 350K good, but whatever. Like, Dion is better, and it's going for a lot less. So, you figure it out. God, my head hurts so much. Here's Kanoye. This is the same one. I think there's only one of these. No one's put up a new one. Wait, hold on. Why does the Larionov look so fucking weird? And there you go. I was correct to call that. Endurance is 99 on the Larionov. Accuracy to be desired still. 92, 93. They're going to get boosts with the synergies, but still. And then the face stats say handles is 93, checking 94, defense 96. I think they're all pretty good. They're all pretty good. Not 400 to 450K good, but you know, is what it is. So let's go to the one that we're actually concerned about. So yeah, there you go. I just every time I look at this, I get so excited, because for a very long time, all I gave a shit about was speed and shot, and then like if I had to choose like one of the skate stats, it was literally just speed specifically, and then I would prefer acceleration from there, and then I'd go from there. And so oddly enough, now that everyone's got max speed, I'm super obsessed with endurance. I talked all about that before. I think that was in the last I don't know, whatever, moving on. Yeah, just fuck me, man. Like max skate, max shot. I said that. I also thought he had max handles. I wasn't exactly sure on that. They're saying it's 98 on the face stat. Doesn't make a ton of sense to me. I guess he's a little lacking in passing. I said this every time I talked about this card. It's 97 in passing, but he comes with PP, so as long as PP is activated, he's max on all of the handle statistics, or traits, or attributes, or whatever the fuck you want to call them. So it's a 99 in my opinion, and the rest of the stuff is not. So that's why it's important for me to point that out. Obviously, checking, he's small as shit. So 90 checking is it's not bad for a dude who like doesn't check, and his defense is good enough for a guy that I'm not really looking to do much on the defensive end, anyways. But because he's so fucking fast, I may occasionally select him just to be able to get him back there. But I know from his legend that just even with this one being a boost slightly to checking in defense, he's just so small that like he really can't take people off the puck, in my opinion. But I'm not sure I care. I think I just want just this speedy as all fuck, perfect shot, tremendous handles, just zipping in and out at the ripe young age of 74, making 10 million a year, pretty solid. And yeah, I will say, without getting too specific on myself, 5'7", 172. I am bigger. Well, taller. And I'm small as shit. So he's a very small man, but a tremendous hockey talent. And I've been leaning this way like the whole time. I think I just got to go with it. Just check the synergies. Burner, PP, call the shot, beast, which is weird as fuck for him, and breakaway boss. I would probably prefer other ones. How's Naslund again? Any good? Yeah, that's good. He appears to be better than Kanoye. I mean, like, I guess except that his endurance isn't as good, his passing is lower, he's not 99 on the rest of his handles, but then his face stats are 99 on checking and defense. Left-handed, left winger. Pretty good. Burner for the boys, call the shot, dangle zone, face-off master, and his face-off stat is 75. So not taking any face-offs and not really, like, it's whatever. It's kind of a waste, the face-off master. So that one, this one's new. They're looking for 250 specifically. It's pretty, and a little less than what that one's going for. And yeah, so Kanoye is not a choice pack, so I'm gonna get stuck with him being on Canadians. It's fine, I guess. I am a huge fan of the Canadians from the 70s, and I fucking hate them now. Like have like true purebred, like, not actual hatred, but like as close as you can get. And I can't stand their current fans. They're all just the worst for Canadian fans. It's not like they're from Philly or some shit. Or thinking that that Detroit is still good. as a town, anyway, I'm not gonna shit too much in Detroit. It's fine. Here's that Conacher though. If I didn't already point this out, I mean, just pretty boss. Pretty fucking boss. Super lacking on durability, which is like odd, I guess. But I mean, that should really kind of only impact his ability to get up when he's been knocked down. That's about it. Oh fuck, that's all of them? That sucks. Why is not moving in either direction. What is going on? Is my controller broke? I'm moving up and down. Did we break the game? What the fuck's going on here? Thank you for going back to where you were, I guess. Wait, hold on. I want to see what Eifrate, I think, was actually probably my favorite defender to play when I turned him into a legend. Max skate, endurance lacking, perfect power, solid accuracy. Face stats: handles 97, checking 99, defense 96. Pretty good. Oh, what is his synergies? Bruiser, call shot, defensive warrior, hammer time, and heavy hitter. Yeah, it's not gonna happen. 206. You're out of your mind. That is not worth 261k. Okay. That's that one. And that's that one. I might be like kind of forced into like just going with Kanoye because I don't have a price check. Oh, here we go. Here we go. Got one. Whoa. What? That seems out of whack. It's nice though that I don't have to go and search him down. I think you get to choose on Howard Chuck, even though I feel like I've seen like nothing but Jets alumni. So he's max skate but 94 endurance. Basically max shot. Does have the 97 wrist shot power, but synergies are going to make that an equivalent of 99 anyways. Face stats they're saying is 96 handles, 96 checking, and 99 defense. This is what I was talking about. Like the defense stats, if you think they matter for a forward, especially, they're saying he's 99. Awareness is 99 on both of them, but that's whatever. They're like 80 gold rares that like had 99 awareness in at least one of the two, and then like a little bit of a dip in the other one. Yeah, shot blocking 87, stick checking 94. Face-offs is 88, and I only point that out because his regular card has face-off master, but like he wasn't any good at face-offs. So I think I probably had him as a center in like at least one game when my team was kind of weirdly built. But like even here at end game 88, even with the +2 from the team synergies, I wouldn't really want a 90 face-off winger taking face-offs if they didn't have to. 99 poise, 87 discipline, 82 fighting skill, 94 durability, and 92 aggression, 96 strength, 92 body checking. It's interesting. He's 5'11", 185. So he's only got like I don't know, was that 10 to 15 pounds on Kanoye, but he's and he's only 2 inches taller. But like maybe it's just me. I feel like 5'9" to 5'11", 5'11" to 6'1", 6'1" to 6'3". Like each of those like 2 inches on a hockey player in this game can make a huge difference. You put enough of them together, you end up with Chara. I don't know, man. Burner, breakout, master, net presence, beast. So another one. They both have beast. Makes a little bit more sense for Howard Chuck with his stats on his 99, I guess. and dangle zones 2. So yeah, all of his handles are actually going to be maxed as well. So shit. I mean, with those synergies, he's basically, yeah, he's I mean, he's he's basically just like a 99, like almost like a pure 99. Um, okay, I mean, even with synergies, like his body checking is not going to get up to 99, I guess, but um, and shot blocking obviously is super lacking. Um, it's a good card, man. It's a good card. I want them both. I don't want to have to make a decision here. Okay, so they're saying Kanoya's body checking is 91. If Beast is activated and some of the other ones as well, that should get a +4. So that's actually gonna be a 95. It's gonna be an effective 95. It's got no strength though. That's kind of the thing. Like, so like his body checking is fine as long as he's like basically like in perfect position and not trying to like take a huge dude off the puck. The strength is just like way too low. Um, Aggression is also low. Durability is 99. What was? Fuck me, man. I forget what Howard Chuck's was now. Um, Interestingly, like defensive awareness is only a 98. Not that it like matters between 98 and 99, but like whatever. Shot blocking 90. So he's actually better at blocking. Okay, that's interesting. He's better at blocking shots as far as his trait or attribute or stat, whatever you want to call that. Shot blocking for Kanoya is better than Howard Chuck's, I believe, if I'm recalling this correctly. But his stick checking is garbage, and he should never be anywhere remotely close to a face-off. 99 poise, 95 fighting skill, and 89 aggression. I feel like he could end up in some fights, but he does have 82 discipline, so he's not getting too out of line. I think this is the one. If only because like those are the only two choices that I have. Unless I wanted to do like I think I could probably do a goalie. Huh, so how could I do... I want to have them like right next to each other. So I guess kind of like L2, R2, back and forth. Fuck. Assuming that I would probably come back and just like try to do both eventually anyways if I can. Um I I think I think I'm gonna go with Roadrunner just for basically two main reasons. One, it's just super fun for me to see 99s like straight down, and would obviously prefer if all of them were 99. Just part of the reason why I love that Barkov so much. The Plays of the Year one. Um, but I think I'm probably, because outside of skating and shooting that are uh, practically equal between the two. Um, his his handles are slightly worse. Um, but again, like effective become like negligible. They're basically the same. And then he's just so much better in checking and defense. Generally, although I think I said, and I don't know if it's even true, seeing that he's an 87. I think that Kanoye is slightly better at shot blocking, um, but uh, shit for stick checking. But Kanoye also comes with that 99 durability. Um, so I mean, it's pluses and minuses. Like I need both of them on my team, really, to be honest. Um, and there's only the one. Um, yeah. So I mean, I guess they think that this guy at least thinks that he's that much better than Naslin. Wait, there's three of them now. Oh, whatever, same price. All right, beep beep, let's go. How long did I take? It's like 3 hours. 2 hours and 10 minutes. I feel like I should do something else since it's not even a choice pack. Um, like play a game or something. I'll at least show like what how this will impact changing the team. It also did. I mean, I know I worked for it, so it's fine, whatever. But like, it did kind of annoy me that I had to get all seven instead of just use six of them. What the fuck? Add that to the watch list. Alrighty, let's go. Let's go waste these on one of the best players in the game. Oh, forgot. So here is the current team. I was kind of trying to hide the fact that I got Hemsky over there. Um, he's so good. I kind of want people to like figure that out later. I don't know when though, so kind of running out of time. Um, But yeah, like in case I like decide that I want to like start selling stuff that I actually can sell, because like Messier, Madano, Sakic, they're all untradeable. Um, Obviously, well, I shouldn't say obviously because apparently you can, turn in 60 uh, collectibles and get any of those three out of the seven, as well as Makita. So I think, yeah, I guess I got right. I got four of the seven. I don't fucking know. Anyways, Hemsky is awesome, and he's perfect as a right-handed shot. My backup, JT Compher, was like one of my top players for a while, and is also terrific as a right-handed shot. We got Johnny Tap Taps over here. This card is just so fucking good, and like all the synergies are activated. Um, he's got 91 endurance, which kind of bugs me. Um, he's not a pure 99. He's not the plays of the year Barkov, but I mean he basically fucking is, because fine shooting is activated on top of other things as well. So like the shots are 99, handles are all 99. So crazy. His checking is a little bit to be desired. 6'1", 208. He's not terrible with the body, and for being a pretty pure offensive player, a 97 face stat for defense with like a lot of them, the awareness is 99, but like the other stats also are not too bad. Shot blocking 90, stick checking 96, 91 poise, 92 discipline, fighting skills 76, 94 durability, 90 aggression, which is an issue, 94 strength, 90 body checking. It's just it's a great fucking card. Like I think that people should basically be paying like 500K for this card. Minimally, like you if you get this for less than 300K, like that's insane, absolutely insane. But then again, I'm also thinking that like if you traded in 60 collectibles for the Messier and you can actually sell this, I don't know how this is not going for crazy amounts too. Um, Again, like the whole point that I was making, part of the reason why I'm not super stoked about him always being my frontline centerman, despite having a base face-off stat of 99, so it's like you literally can't do any better. His endurance is 89. He gets winded way too easily. But just 99 skate, 99 shot, 99 handle, 97 check, 99 defense. It's just fucking amazing. Like if you have this and you can actually sell it, first off you should keep it and play with it. But like I don't know. I would guess. I would guess that you could be like me and have the untradeable, and then have also had the fourth thought to like not fuck around with the free agency packs like I did, as you can clearly tell from all my free agency cards. But yeah, if you hadn't done that, and you only get one shot though, so you got to choose which one of the seven you want to have as a tradable format. And I think it'd be tough to be able to determine what the market's really going to be like for those, especially since like nobody's playing anymore. So that's second line. Sakic is also basically max on faceoffs, because he's got faceoff master, synergy, and the other one too. So it's like even if it was just faceoff master, it'd be 98 as opposed to 99. I mean he's fucking solid. Which means, of course, I can't get any face-offs with him. Third line, it's a bit sketchy. Not a huge fan of Makita, which is fucking weird because I'm a Hawks fan and he's potentially the greatest that ever played. Um, I think it's mostly just being small and being right-handed, taking the face-offs is kind of the same reason why I don't like this guy as much that we all have, and only has the two synergies. Spezza, Spezza has a base face-off of 89, so I mean at this point I think I can kind of rule out him needing to be slotted in as a center at any point. And I think I'm probably just going to take him off the team. Whereas like now that the Makita has been upgraded to 99, his base face-off stat is 95, so that's going to either be a 95 or a 97 effective. It's good enough, but I don't know. There's something about the card, the way it plays for me. I'm not that huge of a fan, to be honest. Like comparatively, I've enjoyed Bartley's even more, and all of his synergies that are activated. It's max skate, and this was one of the first ones. It looks like I got this July 27th. I know it says 28th. It's just the way that goes. Played 30 games, really. 1 assist and plus 26. That's just for the times where he's played online. So that might actually be a negative 26. I think that is negative 26 actually. That's what happens when you AFK all of your online games. You don't get really good ratings. But yeah, I mean, like at the time, like the 91 shot power that came with 87 accuracy. I'll show like at least probably one card that I think is still active on my team. That's kind of better, with a much lower overall rating for the shot. But you have to compensate because it's like power is perfect and then accuracy is lacking. But like generally, it's a pretty good card. You look at the face stats, like the shot is not really his thing. Skates 99, shots 89. It's the worst one of the 5. Handles 93, checking 93, defense 94, 6'1", 194. He's decent on the body. He can take people off. It's pretty solid. And he's good with that left-handed shot. And here was what I was talking about. My pure legend fourth line here. And in case you thought I was like making shit up, here's Neuendijk. Face-off master is activated, and then you get the additional boost from the rest of the team. But even if it wasn't, that 95 becomes an effective 97. I know it's not 99 technically, even though with both synergies activated, you're supposed to get +2 from both of them. So it does become an effective 99. He's just, I don't know. He's always been good for me in face-offs. And apparently he played in 171 games with him. Is that online shit? 28 penalty minutes. Another negative 25. I don't know what's going on here, guys. 43 goals, 26 assists. I mean, I've as you can see, I've had him since Halloween Eve, which is another way of saying Hallows Eve, which is kind of like saying Christmas Eve. And I don't know that many people that go out of their way to celebrate December 23rd. Also, for the record, not when the dude was actually born. He was born much closer to now, because I don't know if you've got your. Anyway, I'll not do that tonight. So I have to choose which one of these two I want to pull off. And this is the only line that's not inverted. So if you could follow, so Hemsky's right on the left, and Modano's left on the right. Comfer's right on the left, and Tappy Tap is left on the right. Spezza is right on the left, and part of the reason why he probably will still stay in the team for now, unless I moved Makita off of center, and then Bartolis left on the right. This was the only one that is left. It's a bit nutty, so that's not the only reason why it's a little strange with the whole legend thing. So I got to pick one of which one of those to take off of the team, turn it into an actual legend. This might seem strange, but with the Jordan Subban untradeable that we got from the event, and in fact, as you can see there, I've actually opted to play with him as my frontline defender. I'm not really. My defense is not good, which maybe seems odd as to why I opted not to go with the Chelios or to try to focus on another defender. As you can see him in the back there. Like I'll maybe work on it before the end of the month or whatever. I don't know, but like these guys are fine, and most of his synergies are activated, including like hammer time, which is like I don't know how the fuck that happened because I wasn't focusing on like any players that had hammer time. But he's max. Everyone's got the card. You know what the card is. It's max skate, and his shot face stat is 90. Power is a little bit weak, but gets some boosts. So it's it's technically effective above 95 on power, and then therefore accuracy also gets boosts and goes just under 90. It's decent enough for a defender. It really is. He plays well for me. He's also small. He's 5'9", 174. He plays bigger than that, in my opinion. His handles, checking, defense, not the greatest. Same as the shot. It's 88, 89, 90. Plays fine though. And a right-handed defender who actually plays defense. I don't see, other than his brother, I don't see a lot of them that are really all that good. So I've been fine slotting him in there, and then like I don't pay that much attention to my defenders, honestly. But like it's impossible to not notice Hayton. It's a 92 diamond. Picked it up back on July 6th. Must have been in the spirit of Independence Day. So this was I don't know if this was it wasn't the first. It wasn't the first. It couldn't have been the first because he's a 92. The first diamonds that came out that were kind of crazy defenders who had huge shots, and he's not a defender, were like 85s and stuff like that. Like I had Peyton Krebs, and who I don't actually even know if he's a defender or not because I haven't played with him in a while, and Kaliev, who I think he's actually a forward as well. But either way, like these guys came out with like these 99 slap shot and wrist shot power, well ahead of these max end game cards coming out. At least for me, I guess I was maybe late to that. And lacking on accuracy, but like this is all I cared about. It's like your max skate, and you can't get any more booming on your power. That's kind of all I'm looking for my defenders. And he's shooting left-handed over there on the right side as the front line RD. Handles, checking, defense, 87, 88, 89. It's whatever. Justin Kloos is great. Again, max skate. It's a 92 face stat for shot. It's he fucking scores, man. He scores for me. That's all I care about. Um, Handles, could be improved. My whole team is small as fuck, as you can see. Probably why I can't get 7 hits off and for the most recent add-on to the free agency event thing with the against the Rangers in 1 minute periods. It's kind of ridiculous, but whatever. I mean, clearly you can see kind of why my guys are small. Um, so handles 91, checking 88, defense 89. I guess it seems kind of strange that I'm putting these guys on defense that like aren't even 90 or above on their defense, but it's fine. It really is. It's fine. Plays well and like dude scores. He's on defense, and like he it's like he's not playing with net front presence as a synergy. He's getting to the net. He's getting tap ins a lot of times, or he's like somehow finding a way to get like one timers in the slot, like almost in the blue paint. It's nutty. He's good, but Kyra is even better. Kyra is such a beast. 99 skate face stat. It does help to have burner and other stuff activated because he's technically 98. His endurance is shit, and I get that, but this was an early card. I picked this up July 18th. 94 and 93 on the shot power, but those also get boosts. I guess he's the other hammer time, whatever. And accuracy's fine. Like this is what I was looking for at that time, was like approximately 95 on shot power if I couldn't get 99, and then approximately 85 and up on accuracy. Again, if it wasn't the 99 power player, so it's fine. Handles 88, checking 96, defense 92. He kind of picks up the slack for the fact that the rest of my team is small. And again, he's a forward. He's 6'4", 240. He's got the body and actually fucking uses it. So, I mean, it's great. Shooting left-handed over there on the right side on the second line. Robert Lano, as you can see there, July 2nd is when this beautiful Hut Diamond came into my life. And at this point, I feel like I'm gonna probably have to move on from him. I think because it was like he had the pure skate, and like he was scoring often enough. I mean, even in like, again, I don't play online, and he's got a goal and what looks like 8 assists. And I don't know, is that negative 80 on the plus minus? I don't know what the fuck that is. And 4 penalty minutes. Apparently he has 1 game left on his contract, so I might play like just one more game with him and then move on. But he scores all the time. Like even like my third line left winger playing left D right-handed shot. It's like he's kind of like Klose. Like he's not just scoring on like D to D one timers or from the blue line. Like those will happen, but like he's getting to the net. It's good. Handles 93, checking 92, defense 92. He's 6'0", 183, and he's not terrible on the body. But obviously, like the thing is, like with a guy like this, and those attributes, like he can't really like he could take like small guys like Cognier and even like probably like a Patrick Kane off the puck often enough, or at least be disruptive. But like good fucking luck if he comes up against like a Blake Wheeler or something. Like he's it's not happening. He's not big enough. He doesn't use it well enough. With that 88 strength and 87 body checking, like it's mostly just not happening. So it's again just more of like another player that I'm playing on defense, who gives me boosts uh, offensively. And the last one is the Legend Chelios. Um, so Legend cards again don't show face stats, but would basically be 99 or maybe 98 on skating. Endurance is garbage. Um, and he like his shot stats I felt like from the beginning, and then I kind of forgot about it because it was so long until I got it. But even playing like the loner alumni along the way, um, it's weird. Like his slap shot power is the best stat, and then slap shot accuracy is second, and wrist shot power is like right behind that, and then like wrist shot accuracy is just like really bad. And he's an offensive defenseman, but like he's, I mean, 6'0", 191, not exactly huge, but on a team like mine, he's definitely been working the body in the few games that I've actually played with him, um, and so I like if I could get enough of the other ones upgraded, so I'm probably talking about um, uh, like after the game dies next month, which at that point like these trade-in sets like are not supposed to exist at that point. So I don't know how that would really work, but if I were able to get like enough of the other ones that I'm like more concerned with at the moment, I could see the value in this of like having him out there and just acknowledging the fact that like okay, he's a fucking defender, like let him play defense, which is what I would do if I had the 99 PK Subban for sure. Um, but I don't, so I can't. I have an 89 PK Subban. And that's all I got there. My goalies, Kincaid and DiPietro. I believe I mentioned that at some point. So what do I want to do here? So either way, either one of them is going to be left-handed. And they're just like they're so good, but like Tavares is already trying to fight with Modano for that top spot. Um, Hemsky's great and everything. I mean, he really is a great player. Um, and it's good to have right-handed shot, and so like Hemsky, backed by Comfort, is it's I like it. I like the fact that I don't have to have like Robert Lano up there, and I can use these two instead. Not that Lano was that bad. Like he did great. He did a great job when I played with him on offense. Um, but like I don't know. Like I guess soon enough I might just start like saying like fuck it and putting like the front line all left-handed, which would mean like it's weird. Like I kind of don't like the way that my fourth line plays like that because it's like one is inverted and the other one is straight. So like they don't play well together. Um, but but it's super obvious that like a whether it's Messier or Sakic, a Modano Tavares uh, line would be like like I guess say that Tavares was right-handed, it wouldn't even be a second thought. Like he would be up here, left wing one, in a heartbeat. He's fucking phenomenal, but I mean, like I guess part of being good is the fact that he's shooting from the left side. Um, so I mean, like that line would clearly be better. And now that I'm about to add another 99 overall left-handed shot, it's like where does that go? So that goes here in the third line, and takes over Bartolese, and I guess then Bartolese gets dropped down to the fourth line. So if I'm thinking Coignet at this point, um, I know I said that wrong, but I'm fucking tired. I guess Bartolese would come down here to the fourth line and play with Neuendijk and Howardchuk, um, and would make me consider moving Makita down. Consider it. I would consider it. In place of Neuendijk, now that I don't have to make it just seem fun from a visual perspective of having legends like that. So Coignet would move up here. I don't like this line, mostly because I'm just like anti-Spezza. I've been anti-Spezza from like day one. Even though if I could see his actual stats, and I think I can see it somewhere, I don't fucking remember where. Like he's done really well. And in this setup here, especially being this like this deal where he's on the third line, he's on some of the special teams. Like when it goes a little while, in an extended thing, like so not in a 1 minute period, but when it goes a little while, like without a whistle, it seems like I like don't even necessarily notice it at first that like he's suddenly on the ice, and just like finds a way to get in good spots for one timers that he just like puts home like super often, and it's like when I try that with others, it's like they don't get there. They're like, because you can't control the player off the puck, when like you control making the pass, then you control basically like how they're going to take the shot if they're going to attempt a one timer, and that's it. So I feel like way too often, especially playing the CPU and All Star and Superstar now, it's like way too often like these guys should be making better breaks. They're either a step behind or a step too quick, so that like you go to make the pass that like should be there, and it's just not. It's like best case scenario, it's going off of the defender's skates, and then you get to try to fight them for a loose puck or whatever. But like Spezza specifically, not when it's off of like again, not when it's off of a whistle. So not when it's like, okay, we're on the third line now. Here's our guys. Not when it's that. But when it's like he just like jumps on the ice and like I don't even know that he's there, and I can't even recall off the top of my head what his jersey number is. Partially because I've gone out of my way to take him off of my team as often as I can. So I think there's like times where like I think that it's like Comfer. I mean, as you can see, I don't have any other right-handed players. So at least on offense, defense, I got 3 of them here. So like sometimes I think it's Klose, because again he's getting to the net quite a bit as well. And then after he scores, I'm like, wow, that was a pretty good shot. And you see like his shot's not that great. It's like 94, 93 on power, 90 on accuracy. It's good enough. And he gets boosts from call a shot, and he gets other boosts from team stuff. So I guess that's part of it. But he's just I got thrown off by the stats there, but the stats are kind of weird because you know for a long time this card was a whatever the fuck, like an 80 70, was it 78? I don't even know. No, it had a couple upgrades at that point. So it was like an 82, I think, before it became a 92, and then like X number of days later it became a 95. Um, and I don't know. I mean, like, I'm weird about this, I guess, but like, which is another probably another part of the reason why I was shying away from going with the with Chelios as opposed to um, either Howard Chuck or Cornier, um, is because like I like having. I mean, I like having these guys. These are really good cards. The Messier, Modano, Sakic. Begrudgingly, I'll say Makita. Um, but there's something about like playing with the cards that like everyone should have if they would just stayed like remotely active. Um, it's not as much fun for me, to be honest. Um, like I get more of a thrill out of Comfer and Kyra, and certainly now out of Tavares, who's only played a handful of games for me so far. Um, but like everyone's got this Spezza, you know what I mean? It's like anybody can play with that card. And granted, like, well, first off, Nieuwendyk was this particular card was a monthly legend as well, so it kind of falls into that same category as all the rest of them. Just hadn't been upgraded because it's not an option to do it yet. Um, but like these, like this, I mean, so technically you can't buy the Nieuwendyk, but Howard Chuck and Cornier's legend cards at this point like are so like lowly valued. I think that like they might, I don't even know, they might go as like cheap as like 30 to 60K, which is just insane. Um, they used to be so much more. Um, so I mean it's not like other people can't have those cards. Uh, Also, plus most people just have like pure 99s, and they've got like a mix of like, you know, like team of the year and awards and a couple of drafts, but very little of those. Mostly a lot of like black cards and like and that kind of color, and then now they're starting to move in some of the free agency cards as well, but like not as many of them. So anyway, I think we've talked this to death, right? Lefties on D. Yeah, I don't think it'd be a good idea because he's small. So if I go with Cornier, I definitely can't really put him on the right side on defense just to get him more time, because at the moment it looks like he's really just he's gonna add 7 or more to all of his stats, and go up in tradable value, and then he's going to move up one line and play with Spezza. I don't know, man. No, I can't do that. I was like, I might move Howard Chuck up to play with him. Just keep those two together. They've been having fun. But kind of can't, because then I'd have that same lefty bullshit. I need a really good right-handed shot. You know, I don't mind my for now like diamond in the rough Hemsky, but I need like a, yeah, I don't know. I don't know who I need, but I need like a serious powerhouse right-handed shot to play on offense. Like at least on this line, if not like to maybe take over for one of these two and bump them down and have whichever one get bumped down to like to this line here instead. 'Cause I'm gonna feel bad having like the 99 Cornier and having him on the third line and having him play with the Spezza that everyone has and the Makita that anybody else could have too, and it's just I don't know. I'm not liking how this is set up. So I think this is going to just come down to I'm fucking doing it, but I think it's gonna come down to synergies. I'll end up. I don't know if I'm gonna stop the broadcast, I guess, after I do this, as opposed to playing a game like I said I was going to. Okay, I already used the collectibles because it's like I'm looking at that and I'm just like, man, I kind of want those cards instead. Even though most of them are not really all that great. Wait, hold on a second. I did not use the collectibles yet. I can, and like, if there was like a, I don't know, like even like max 5% chance that that Barkov could be had by doing the 1 for 3 player choice free agency thing, I would do it. But it's not. But you can get it from gold rare player packs. Speaking from personal experience, it's good times. Yeah, it's like there's so many 99s. All right, I hope I get another shot at it because I don't know. Feeling like it's not there anymore. I don't know who would be a good example of a solid offensive right-handed shot. All right, let's just do it. Just rip off the band-aid. Let's get it over with. Man, 200K in tradable collectibles. Even if the legend card, so take that off for a second, see if anybody's got them on offer. Oh, that's more than, okay, that was more than to be expected. I was thinking like 60, and that was right. So yeah, yeah, 60 plus 60 plus you know what I could probably sell for 200K tells you that it's like 260 270K card, and people are selling it for less than that, and like I'm doing this with 2 untradables that I just would have to use in some fashion anyways, so it makes it a little bit more palatable. Alright, what are we doing on the timer here? Because this is gonna be it. Just shy of 3 hours. What the fuck is wrong with me? Alright, kiddos. Talking to nobody in the room at the moment. That's fine. Okay, talking to myself. Let's get her done. Let's complete the set. This is my first one it's my first one that I'm doing that's not a milestone and therefore untradeable. Um, well, milestone or uh, like the monthly ones or whatever. So um, I'm hoping that like the opening of the like pack is somewhat fun. So you have something with slight entertainment value. I think this is I don't not feeling like this was good choice on price or whatever. Uh, good to know that these are not repeatable. I mean, I guess they don't. None of them have the circle next to them, so that would kind of make sense. But alrighty, you have no. What the fuck? Did they just... Oh, they put it in my inbox? Okay, that's fine. So that's not fun at all. Sorry, guys. I'll leave it here on this screen now that it's now that the date issued shows that I have the card. The 99 is just so nice to see all the way down. He's a speed demon. Hopefully it's gonna be fun. Maybe I'll fuck, man. Maybe I'll move him up. I'll play. I think I'll play a game with him on the front line. Move Modano down to the third. I can't put Tavares any lower than the second line. It's just he's just it's too fucking good. And Modano's fucking amazing. But I've had it for a little while now, so just to like get some experience, I think, with the card. I think I'm gonna start by moving him up to the from the fourth to the first, and moving Modano down to the third, and then bumping Barley's down to the fourth, and or making a whole bunch of totally different decisions based off of synergies. We'll see. But that's going to be it for me. I'm going to jump off the mic right now and just leave it on this screen for about 5 minutes or less. And that's going to be it for tonight. Sorry that this and the previous 3 hours, 4 hours, this one was 3, last one was 4. That's insane. I'm crazy. I get it. But I couldn't make a fucking decision. Really couldn't. It's kind of paralysis by analysis, but it wasn't actually like any analysis. It was just kind of a gut feeling of like, would this be fun? So now I have to sleep at some point and then, like, I guess try to maybe see if I can have some fun with this shit. So peace out. Have a good night when you potentially see this tomorrow.